A lot of fun. Carla Bates and Kate Hayes. You're both with the Christmas Decorating Committee. And tell us a little bit about the Victorian Christmas tours.
Well, the Victorian Christmas tours begin December 6th and they run through December 15th. We're open 7 nights and 7 afternoons during that time. We have different groups come in from the communities, and Kate will tell you about those. And each group takes a different room and decorates it in a traditional Victorian style. Then when we're open, we have guides in costume like this, Victorian costume, and they are in each room, and as the people go through, the guide tells them about the room and about the decorations. We also have local musicians playing Victorian Christmas music or Victorian music so that it adds a little warmth to the tours.
Now, Carla, where do the tours take place?
At the Hackley house.
Aren't you glad I asked?
Yes. The Hackley and Hume houses are both decorated. You get to go through both houses.
Okay, now will there be a charge?
Yes, there is a charge. It's a small charge, $2 for adults. Children under 12 are free. Students are 75 cents and senior citizens are $1.50. But
No.
it's a very small charge for 2 houses.
Well, that's great. Kate, Carla mentioned the costumes that the guides are going to be wearing, and unless I'm mistaken, and you don't dress like this every day, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Victorian garb that you're wearing now?
Well, I'm wearing the garb of a maid with a long apron, long skirt, of course the Victorian blouse, high neck, long sleeves, and a cameo type effect here with the hat. Now Carla has an actual dress costume with a bustle and hat.
Oh, we weren't going to talk about the bustles today.
That's right, that's right.
It's fun to stand up.
Oh, we have to take a look at it.
so.
Go ahead and stand up. Explain a little bit about the costume itself.
The costume it's not an original Victorian costume. It was made by Maggie Richards and Mary from M&M Costumes. It's a double skirt. It's very heavy. You do wear a little bustle under it, or a big bustle. And then it's a blouse and a suit jacket.
And I would imagine that underneath the spotlights here in the studio, an extremely warm or uncomfortable costume to wear.
And very difficult to sit in. I don't know how Victorian women did this gracefully. You sit straight and tall.
And, well, probably not many Victorian women were on television, so I guess we didn't have to worry about the problem. What do you try to accomplish with the Christmas tours?
Well, we'd like to make enough money that will help us in the restoration work for the houses. The Christmas tour money is added in with all the other tour money that we do receive, and then it's given through Hackley Heritage, and then we're working toward new roofs, new paint jobs, you know, all the extra things, the upkeep that it takes for a home like this.
Actually, the tour money, the Christmas tours are the major fundraising event that we have. The summer tours make a lot of money, but the Christmas tours are a special thing that we do basically for the people of Muskegon. It gives them a chance to come through the houses when they haven't seen them before, and they're decorated differently each year. But the tour monies don't go far enough to make a lot of restoration effort. I mean, the roof is going to cost $200,000 or more than that to restore the roof. So the tour money pays the heating bills and the insurance and maybe some flowers for the yard, that kind of thing.
Now, the restoration we're talking about, of course, is that of the Hackley house, right?
And the Hume house. We
split it between the two?
Yes, we call it the Hackley-Hume complex now because it's the Hume house, the Hackley house, and then the carriage house, which is shared by both families. So it's 3 large Victorian buildings that we're trying to restore.
Okay, now when people go through the home, what are they going to see?
Oh, so many things. We have many area clubs and Girl Scout and Boy Scout troops that are helping us with decorations. So not only will they see what is seen during the summer and regular tours, but also the added bonus of beautiful decorations. Could I just give you a list of some of the clubs that are working?
Do.
Okay. The Zonta Club is active. Also the Muskegon area retired school personnel. We have a 4-H club from Holton that will be working in one of the rooms. We have numerous Girl Scout troops from, let me just say their numbers so then everybody can say where they were on TV. Troops 57, 330, number 70, 379, 13, 142, 353 and 247. We also have a Muskegon Garden Club, the Quadrangle Club, the Women's Division of the Chamber of Commerce. We have 3 Quester groups, Minerva Dale Questers, Louise Constant Questers, John Baptiste Questers. Then we also have a Brownie troop that's starting, and then a Boy Scout troop from Whitehall that's going to be working with us also. And then we always reserve 1 room and then all the leftover rooms for the Hackley Tour Guides Board itself. So when they go through the house, they'll be seeing some ornaments that are like this. Victorian people had really ornate tastes, and the colors were really wild. And if you've seen the stenciled walls at the Hackley house, you'll know what I'm speaking of. But take, for instance, this Christmas stocking here, has ribbon and crocheted work, and it's really detailed and very fancy. This is a pomander ball that is actually an orange with cloves and then rolled in allspice and then dried, and it'll stays for years and years, all decorated up with ribbon roses.
Now, does that have a fragrance to it?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Then they worked a lot with satins and velvets and crocheted. They like to decorate many things on their walls, so you'll find a lot of crocheted type things, banners. Here's another crocheted item. They worked, here's a little Christmas tree angel with a candle. Of course, they didn't have lights on their Christmas trees. They used candles. We don't light ours during the year, though. It's too dangerous. But it was dangerous then, but they, they had a number of fires to prove it, I'm sure. They loved really lacy things. Like this is an item that they called a Tussie Mussy, which is all ribbons and lace. And there will be ropes, pine roping going down stairways and that, and they'll be decorated with many, ornate items like this.
Now, does your group make these decorations themselves?
Different groups, they're all handmade, all natural materials.
Just out of curiosity, are they for sale? Do you have items like this that are for sale at the house?
What a good idea. No, we don't. Next year.
Well, I will personally sell you any of these. Let's see, snowflakes that they'd hang in windows. So one girl has envisioned a whole window, great huge picture window with just snowflakes. So we'll see if she can accomplish that. Natural things. Here's just a little pine cone with some glitter and yarn.
Something like this the children can make very easily.
There's a lot of things. All right, here's another item, something that you maybe made, and I did in our youth too. A little paper snowflake, then with mica glitter on it.
I never admitted to being that young.
No, yes.
We still make them at work for our window.
Do you?
Yeah.
See? A little clothespin doll, plaster Paris mold. Let's see, crocheted. Oh, here's something that's awfully pretty. Hand quilling, paper quilling, that was done in medieval times and then brought back during colonial times, then was very big in Victorian times, and people are starting to do that again now.
Now, what is that on?
That's on an egg.
Maybe, Kurt, we could get a close-up of that and get a chance to see just how pretty that basically looks like a little Christmas tree on an egg. And that's beautiful. And once again, it seems like something that you would be able to make and sell next year.
Yes.
Bring in some more money.
Actually, a man made that, too. He does
men can do that kind of stuff. Some of them are very talented.
Now, very oftentimes, they would, Victorians would have small gifts for each other, and what they would do is put them in like a little bag or a little basket like this and hang on the tree. So many of their things were usable afterwards, and they'd take them off the tree and then hang them on their wall like that, and so they'd have many little things. Of course, a lot of handmade things, sewing type. Here's a fan that was a very popular motif during Victorian days, and with all the fancy needlework. This is reminiscent of crazy quilt work, where they used their velvets and satins and then did fancy work like that. Here's another natural item.
Oh, you hit it at home there. It looks like a strawberry.
It looks like a strawberry, but what it is a walnut. and just painted. So, and they made ornaments like
Once
that.
again,
heavy.
now, parents that would bring their children in may find out some nice craft ideas that
Oh,
they
yes.
could take back home and have the children work with. And
Yes.
Carla, you said before we started the show that you're a librarian,
Yes.
and so I'm sure that you've become quite a source for some of these ideas.
We try as much as we can, yes, magazines and books from all
Now,
over.
when the people come to the Hackley Hume Complex, I think
Yeah,
that's
very
what you
good.
call it, the hour, how long is the tour going to take when someone comes through?
It normally tour times with a guide and a group takes about an hour. The Christmas tours are more of a walk-through tour because we have a guide in each room, so a person can walk through at his or her own pace. If they want to hurry up and just get the highlights, then they can go a little faster. But they can stay in the room as long as they want to. So they could probably 45 minutes.
Now, will there be areas of special interest for children, or would you say that this is something that adults, you're going to appreciate it a lot more if you leave the kids at home?
No, I think it's for your family. We're trying to push starting a family Christmas tradition, you know, getting out of the commercialism of Christmas and going back to see how it was in the good old days. And so kids really enjoy going through and seeing the old-fashioned toys and the old-fashioned vacuum cleaners and that kind of thing that we have sitting around. So I think it's more of a family affair.
Are these homes, we've been by them numerous times, maybe we should tell people where the facility's at.
They're on the corner of 6th and Webster.
They
in
run for almost
Muskegon.
the whole city block, don't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
almost. Mhm.
Now, other things that people will find of interest in there that are not Christmas related are certainly going to be visible. What are some of those areas that the people might be able to get a chance to look at?
Oh, and
carvings.
especially, yes, in the Hackley House, there's beautiful oak carvings, the wood carvings along the walls, and the woodwork is especially beautiful. There's parquet wood floors,
Stained glass windows.
stained glass windows.
I understand
Oh,
the stained
it's
glass windows are just
outstanding.
beautiful there.
There's 16 stained glass windows in the Hackley House, and they're all original except the one in the dining room, which was just replaced last year by the Minerva Dale Questers. They'll also want to look at the heads in the entrance hall of the Hackley House. There's heads that represent the races of man plus a cherub, and we always point those out. The fireplaces are all made of a European tile, and they're all different, and there's a fireplace in almost every room of both houses.
Now, what type of entertainment is going to be on hand? You mentioned that music would be there.
Right, we have, last year we had like Gene Manning's string violin players from North Muskegon, the little kids.
Oh, that's
Their
great.
Yeah, their parents love to watch them. And we like to have them come back
Sure.
each year to see how they've improved. Then we have piano players, and we're going to have dulcimer players this time, and try to get a recorder group, you know, that plays those recorders. We're going to try to have a group like that.
Tell about the music box, too.
We have, yes, we play music, the tapes of the music box. The Hackleys had a music box. It plays 12 songs, and we have a tape of that going at the Hackley House.
Okay, now, the tours begin December the 5th, and if they want...
December the 6th.
Oh, December the 6th, okay, thank you. If they want more information in regards to this, is there a place they can call to obtain it?
There is a number for the Hackley Heritage Association in the phone book, and they can call that. They can call my work phone number at the county library, 724-6248. And may I say the tours don't start until the 7th.
Okay, they start on the 7th.
Yes.
We're going to push it back, but they won't go beyond Christmas, right?
Right, then
Well,
they do stop on the 15th.
I think it's great. I think it's going to be a real exciting time for everyone to get a chance to experience some real old-fashioned Victorian Christmas decorations. Carla Bates, thank you so much. And Kate, we talked about your husband last time. We get to have you this time. Will there be any children? Maybe someday we'll have
maybe.
everybody on the show.
We're going to get them involved in the Hackley House.
Well, that's terrific. Well, I'd like to thank you so much for being with us today and talking about the Heritage Association and your Christmas tours. This has been the Muskegon Today. We've been talking about the Victorian Christmas tours at the Hackley House, and they begin on December the 7th. Bill Iddings talks about arts in Muskegon, and Klaus Helfers takes a look at the sports as the Muskegon Daily continues.